Hi everyone, Jeremiah Napier here, and I want to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing and where my heart is for our government. Recently I started an organization called American Church and Family, and the mission of ACF is to educate Christians or Americans, those who believe in the Constitution, the sanctity of marriage, the right to life, to educate them on legislation being passed that affects the traditional church and family, both on the federal level and on the state level. Many times bills get through both on the federal and the state level that affect the family or the church, and then we don't even know that it happens until it's too late. Well, that's simply because there are thousands of bills getting passed daily, weekly, monthly, that it's hard to decipher, okay, which one affects us and which one is virtually irrelevant in my life. Well, the goal of ACF is to reveal that to each and every person. Now, this is going to take a big undertaking, and it's going to also take one other thing, and that is going to be Christians who are willing to get involved. In recent time, we have seen a real changing of the face of America. We take God out of schools. We redefine what it is to be a church. We take God out of government, and then we want to say, when tragedy happens, where's God? And yet we refuse to give Him the glory that He deserves for us being the nation that we are. If you look in Deuteronomy chapter 8, you're going to see Moses, and he's given a challenge to Israel. Don't forget God. If you forget God and you give all the credit to man, you say all this that we're doing here is because of man, then you're going to surely perish. Oddly enough, the Founding Fathers, the most quoted book of the founding was the Bible. And do you know what the most quoted book of the Bible was in the founding? Deuteronomy. And it's amazing when you see the parallelism with the founders and Moses, and the nation of Israel going into the promised land, and us going into what we now know as the United States of America. And the warning was issued by Moses. The warning was issued by the founders. Forget God and you perish. Look around you. God is being forgotten. It's up to us to be that light into a dark world. So, it was my decision to devote my time and effort to educating Christians and encouraging good men and women, good godly men and women, to get involved and stop sitting around and saying the world's going to hell in a handbasket. Just understand that it is our time. It's our time to carry the torch. The founders built our government and our country with steel, and now we want to overlap that steel with paper. A weak foundation is what we try to now build on top of that steel, the strong foundation, and it's up to us to understand what that foundation was. So let me encourage you. Go to AmericanChurchandFamily.com, read, get educated, sign up for my emails, and lend me a helping hand. I'm always looking for people to get involved and help me as well. We got a Facebook page, American Church and Family, there on Facebook, also on Twitter. Support good, godly men and women that run businesses, and turn that tide. And let's be strong men and women of courage that are willing to get involved in government and not just step into the closet, if you will, but go to the forefront with boldness and understand that, just like Moses said, if we forget God, we'll perish. If you go to the House of Representatives, I worked there for years, if you go to the House of Representatives and you look in back of where all the law is made, you're going to see all these scholars and men that were great thinkers, and you'll see half their face. You're going to see a portrait, half of them. But if you look right in the middle, there's only one man showing his full face, and that's Moses. And he is the one that gave us our law that rules our land. And who gave him the law? Our God. So we need to understand our law is from God. we answer to Him. And it's up to us to keep Him the focus of our country. Go to AmericanChurchAndFamily.com. Thank you for listening, and God bless.